Yes, students, good morning. And this is the video lecture on system of particles and rotational motion. And in continuation with the video lecture, in the previous videos, we had discussed about the bodies, system of particles, rigid body, non-rigid bodies, velocity, acceleration of the center of mass, certain numericals we had done on the basis of the center of mass. Now, in today's video lecture, that is part 4 of the system of particles, we are going to discuss about the linear momentum for the system of particles. We are going to discuss about the linear momentum for the system of particles. Linear momentum for the system of particles. Linear momentum for the system of particles means to say that suppose we are considering, suppose it is a rigid body and we are considering this rigid body, and this rigid body is made up of various constituent particles M1, M2, M3, M4. These are the constituent particles of the rigid body, and suppose this whole rigid body is moving with velocity v. This whole rigid body is moving with velocity v. Then M1 will also move with velocity v, M2 will also move with velocity v, M3 will also move with velocity v, and M4 will also move with velocity v. All the particles, all the constituent particles of the rigid body will move with the velocity v. So, suppose I am saying that the mass M1 is moving with velocity v, mass M2 is moving with velocity v, mass M3 is moving with velocity v, M4 is moving with velocity v. Then the momentum, total momentum of the n particle system. This is n particle system, the number of particles, that is Mn, n particle system. So the total linear momentum for n particle system. Total linear momentum for n particle system. So dear students, total linear momentum for n particle system is the sum of the linear momentum of individual Now look at here, students. Suppose the linear momentum of the system of particles, the M1, suppose this is moving with V1, V2, V3, V4, and this one is Vn. So the momentum for the first particle M1, the total momentum that is equal to M1 V1 plus M2 V2 plus M3 V3 plus up to so on Mn Vn, up to so on Mn Vn. And if we are going to consider that the total mass of the system is capital M, the total mass of the system of particle is capital M, and the whole velocity v is the velocity of the center of mass. If if the center of mass is lying is this point and this center of mass is defined as m, then this center of mass will move with velocity vcm, that is the velocity of the center of mass, and it is the combined effect of all the velocities. So we can write it as m vcm, that is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2 plus m3 v3 plus up to so mn vn, and we can say that m vcm, so total momentum of the center of mass is equal to p1 plus p2 plus p3 plus up to so pn. So here, from here students, we can write it as PCM is equal to m into VCM. Now we will discuss about the Newton's second law. Newton's second law, from this linear momentum, the concept of linear momentum of the particles, from this concept of linear momentum of the particle, we are going to discuss Newton's second law. So look at here for Newton's second law. Newton's second law. As we had seen that momentum of the center of mass, that is PCM, momentum m into VCM, that is equal to PCM. This can be written as m into VCM. This can be written as m into VCM. Now differentiating this linear momentum with respect to, since we are discussing about linear momentum, so d PCM upon dt, that is equal to d m VCM, velocity of center of mass, upon dt, and as mass is constant, so it can be taken out and it is m VCM upon dt. So we can say that the rate of change of linear momentum of center of mass, rate of change of linear momentum of the center of mass, and this rate of change dVCM upon dt, this can be written as m into ACM. This can be written as m into ACM, and m into ACM is what? M into ACM is equal to FCM. Clear? So from Newton's second law, rate of change of momentum of center of mass is equal to the force applied, FCM, force applied, it is equal to the force applied. This FCM is what? FCM is equal to net external force applied on the system of particles. This is the net external force. FCM is the net external force applied on the system of particle. Now this is about the Newton's second law and the linear momentum for a rigid body which is moving with velocity v. Linear momentum for the rigid body which is moving with velocity v. Before that I had told that if the object is moving with velocity v, then whole the particles are moving with velocity v. But in this case, since all the particles, suppose this is the origin, so the position of all the particles, this is R1, this is Rn, all the particles have different positions from the origin. And if we do what? for V1 we will do dr1 upon dt. So they have the different velocity, but if all the particles have the same position, then they will move with the same velocity. Means those particles which have the exact equal position from the origin, that particles will move with equal velocity, but if their positions are different, they will move with different velocity. So this is about the linear momentum for the system of particles. Now from this we had discussed about the Newton's second law, and we had related that the momentum of the center of mass is equal to the external force applied. The momentum of the center of mass, rate of change of momentum of the center of mass is equal to the external force applied. Now we are going to discuss about the conservation of linear momentum for the system of particles. Conservation of linear momentum for the system of particles. Look at here, students. Conservation of linear momentum for the system of particles. Yes, students, it is just similar to the cases which we had studied before in the Newton's law of motion. In the Newton's law of motion, what we had studied about the conservation of momentum, the concept is same, where at that place in Newton's law we used to study about a body. Conservation of body means if in collision we had studied that if net external force is equal to 0 and internal forces will cancel each other, so the total momentum after collision and before collision is equal. In the similar thing also here also, conservation of linear momentum for a system of particle, So if we had seen that F external, before that we had seen that F external is equal to rate of change of momentum of the center of mass, and if no external forces acting on the body, then in that case F external is equal to 0, and if external is equal to 0, then we can say that dPcm upon dt it is equal to 0. And if dPcm upon dt is equal to 0, means the momentum is equal to constant. The momentum for the system of particle, is constant. Means either the object will move with VCM, constantly with VCM, since no external force is being acted upon the body. So this is about the. So students, dear students, here we had seen that dPcm upon dt or PCM is equal to constant. And from here we can write that we had studied that PCM can be written as mass, that is center of mass, into VCM, and it means to say that it will be constant. M into VCM will be constant, and from here we can write that VCM is equal to constant upon M. And mass of the center of mass. The center of mass will have always the constant value. Center of mass has always the constant value. Look at here. PCM is equal to constant, then we can write it as m into VCM, and it is also have the constant value. It has also the constant value, and from here we can write it VCM is equal to constant upon m, or we can say that VCM is equal to constant, means the center of mass always moves with the constant velocity. Center of mass always moves with constant center of mass always moves with the constant velocity, or velocity of the center of mass is always constant. Okay students, suppose I am saying that there is explosion and the particles of the exploded particles moves with different velocities in different direction. Suppose there is explosion and some particles had moved with momentum px, py and pz. These are the different momenta of the object in x, y and z direction, and if it is the explosion, then there is no external force, there is no external force, and if there is no external force, then means the velocity, external force means px, py and pz is equal to constant. It means to say that px is equal to px constant, py constant and pz constant. And if px, py and pz is constant, then velocity along x-axis, y-axis and z-axis, velocity along x-axis and y-axis and z-axis has also the constant value. Means initially with what velocity the exploded particles are moving along x-axis, y-axis and z-axis direction, with the same velocity after time t they will be moving in x-axis, y-axis and z-axis direction. So dear students, this is about the conservation of linear momentum for the system of particles. Now we are going to discuss one numerical based on this. Yes students, look at here. There is a numerical question in front of you, and it is given that it is the two particle system. The system is a two particle system, and the first particle has mass m1 and second particle has mass m2, and the position vector of two particles. So m1 has the position vector r1 and m2 has the position vector r2. These are the position vector. m1 and m2 has the position vector. m1 have the position vector r1 and m2 has the position vector r2. So then calculate the velocity and acceleration of the center of mass. Then we have to calculate the velocity and acceleration of the center of mass. So first of all, since masses are given, so we need not to think about masses, let it be. But the positions r1 and r2 are given. So first we calculate the velocity of first particle. Velocity of first particle. That is, velocity of first particle is what? Velocity of first particle is v1, and this velocity of the first particle is given as dr1 upon dt. dr1 upon dt, and it can be written as d upon dt t I cap plus 2t square j cap plus 2t k cap. And from here From here we can write it as I cap plus 4t j cap plus 2 k cap. This is the velocity of first particle. Now velocity of first particle, that is v1. Velocity of second particle, that is v2, and it can be written as dr2 upon dt. dr2 upon dt. So it can be written as d upon dt, and the position of r2 I cap plus 2tq j cap plus 5 k cap. Okay, so here we can, after differentiating, velocity of second particle, velocity of second particle. So velocity of second particle is what? v2, and it can be written as dr2 upon dt, and the value of r2, it is given as, value of r2 is I cap 2tq cap I cap plus 2tq j cap plus 5k cap. तो हम क्या लिखेंगे? we will write here as I cap plus 2tq j cap plus 5k cap. Now differentiating it with respect to time, since it is constant to 0, and it will be 6t square j cap plus k cap. So 6t square j cap, 6t square j cap. Okay, so this is the velocity, of second particle, this is velocity of second particle. Now we have to calculate mvcm is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2, and from here we can write as velocity of center of mass m1 v1 plus m2 v2 divided by m. m1 v1 plus m2 v2 divided by m, and it will be what? It will be, the value of m1 is 2 kg and 3 kg. So it will be 2 into the I1 plus 4t j cap plus 2 k cap plus 3 v2 6t square j cap upon mass is 5, and so it can be written as 2 I cap plus 6t square 8t j cap 18t square plus 4t plus 2 k cap divided by 5. 2 k cap divided by 5. 2 upon 5 I cap, 18t square plus 8t upon 5 j cap, and 4 upon 5. This is 4 upon 5. 2 to the 4. 4 upon 5. Similarly, in this way we can find also the ACM, and ACM can be calculated by differentiating the velocity v1, differentiating v1, a1 is equal to what, d v1 upon dt, and a2 is equal to what, d v2 upon dt. And for ACM we will apply the formula m1 a1 plus m2 a2 divided by m1 plus m2. Using this formula we can find the value of the acceleration of the center of mass, velocity of the center of mass we had calculated. So that's all for today, students, and in the next class we will discuss about torque and angular momentum. We will discuss in the next video session. Thank you, students. Have a nice day. Take care.